This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, obviously, we're live around the world. iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, 103 outlets all around the world. And streaming, Worldwide TV Network, WomenOnTV.tv, and iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. Terry, you will like this. 6,500,000 views and climbing.
Yay!
In three and a half years. And not on YouTube. That's what makes it unusual. And I'm happy to see everybody because, hey, we're almost to the 6th month of the year and it's going by very, very quickly. But here's the thing. I've been waiting for this show for a long time, ever since Toyfest. And I'll tell you why. The girls in Howard heard me talk about this way back, going back to October. But, Carrie, you will like this. It's almost a year that we officially met at Astro. And I tell this story to everybody. If I hadn't gotten to every single row, I would have never seen this young lady. She sat there so cute in the booth, the Toyfest booth. I didn't know what Toyfest was. She had a mask on I couldn't see, and she was just there. And I thought she was so cute. I'm like, I got to talk about this. Didn't know she was the publicist, and I had asked, how many people attend Toyfest? And it's the press side, and she goes, about 5 to 7 people. And I said, I want to go. And then I went back and I started telling the co-hosts about this. I'm like, let's find out about toys. How can we help people in those companies? And that's the basics about this. And then when we had Sandy on last October, it was a fun show. We got a chance to see exactly what Toyfest is about. So this show is about toys, it's about games, it's about buyers, manufacturers, and everything. So all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, Howard Wiggins, the one and only Dapper. He looks like Sean Connery today because he always does. Terry Marie, nonstop, over 3 million views and counting from Sherman Oaks, California. And her whole place looks like Disney. She's kind of Howard Howard, she's going to catch up to you once I go over there and help her clean her house if her mom lets me in. And from Miami, Florida, the one and only Vocally Tosh. She's been really kicking butt with all the stuff she's been doing. I'm really, really proud of her, especially her Sunday show. And Tosh, I did listen to your show. You didn't know it, but I did listen to it. Fascinating. But here's the thing. Carrie, got to start off with you. Talk about who you are, what you do, because without all the things that you did, what I saw at Toyfest, it was amazing. You did a wonderful job. And then everybody, you know what's funny about this? I saw her roller skating, and I thought it was the coolest thing. If I had known that, I would have brought my skates because she was roller skating all over the place, and it was just so much fun to see. All right, Carrie, introduce yourself, talk about Toyfest, and then Nick, we're going to come to you.
Okay, yeah, so I'm Carrie. I'm the show director for Toyfest, and our show's in Las Vegas once a year in February, the last week in February. And we are busy planning for the next year's show already, and it's growing more than ever the last couple of years. That's my daughter. We do a raffle giveaway at the end of the day each day, and we give away prizes and products from various buyers or from various manufacturers, and then at the end we also give away cash. And these are some of the photos you'll see of our various manufacturers that come. We generally have about 500 to 600 different manufacturers that are involved with Toyfest. And then we have about 425 to 450 retailers that come and shop the show. Total of about 2,000 people that attend the event each year. So, there's Nick right there at his booth.
There I am.
So let's go into Nick. So Nick, she segued into. I didn't even have to do it. This is why I love improv. So Nick, talk about this. I love randoms. It is one of those things. Terry. He was so nice, and he had a great time at Toyfest. And it was one of the things where he and I did a one-on-one, and it was one of these things. I love these toys. Not only do they the plushie, I call them plushie toys. Can I call them that, Nick?
Sure.
All right, so plush toys. They felt really, really wonderful. I loved what they were made out of, and I had never seen them before, and they were just so unique. Nick, take it away. Tell us your full name, who you are, and how this started, because it's very interesting how you guys started during COVID.
Oh, there they are. There's the lineup.
They're so cute.
They're
cute.
Those are that's the hard toy. So yeah, we do plush, and we have figures, and we also have these small, I don't know if you can see these, the Beanie Baby versions of them. We call these random minis. But yeah, Randomals was an idea that my best friend and I had back in 2013. We based the idea or got the inspiration from my dog, Ollie, who is a Basset Lab. I don't know if you can see him over my shoulder. There's a painting of him up on the wall there.
Oh, I see it.
Oh my God, are those glasses? Like glasses on him?
Yes, he put some glasses on him for the
They're
picture.
cute.
He was different for sure. He was a Basset in a lab, and he had all the lovingness of a lab and the stubbornness of a Basset. And I don't know what it was, but my friend and I were kicking around an idea for a business, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun to design or create a line of toys that were combinations of different animals? And we both had jobs at the time, and that's where the idea stayed for about 7 years, until March 2020, when our regular jobs and life as we know it came to a halt. And my friend challenged me. He said, we always wanted to do that Randomals project. I don't think there's ever going to be a better idea than now. And so one foot in front of the other, we just stepped into it, never having had anything to do with the toy industry before. We started creating these drawings that we then sent to designers, and this was the first one that we did. This is Hork. He's probably our most popular one, part horse, part shark. And we went on to create, like I said, a line of plush, a line of hard toys, and a line of beanies, and also a book called The Randomals. And we didn't want to just create a toy line. We wanted to create a toy line with a message. And the message of The Randomals, and we can get into it later if you wanted to, but the message is what makes us different makes all the difference in the world. And we put a website together, and we started selling at the end of 2020. We tried 2 times to go to the toy show in New York, but it was canceled both times because of COVID. And actually, Carol Knight, who owns a toy store here in Ketchum, Idaho, who was honored at Toyfest, she said, "You should go to Toyfest." And that's when we connected with Carrie.
See, Carrie, the whole thing about this, and then Howard, Terry, and Tosh, it's not open to the public, which is fascinating. But I love what I saw there. I always want to go back. To me, it's like a different version of the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, where I love meeting a lot of the toy store owners, the manufacturers, the buyers. They were just so nice. And again, Tosh, think about this. Carrie's, I think it was the first 2 days, maybe 3, she was on roller skates. And I thought it was the cutest thing. Her daughters were cute to see as they were coming up, helping the mom out. Even the, Carrie, I forgot what you call it, the game night. What do you guys call that?
Yeah,
Round tables.
Toyfest game night. Yep.
Talk about that. That's fascinating. I saw it the first time in Hashem. I thought it was one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen. And describing it to people, they don't get it because they don't understand, because one, they can't come in to see it. But it's fascinating how seeing adults play with a lot of games that'll eventually make its way out into the world.
So
there it is, game night. That right there.
Yep, that's game night. Yep. So Mike Wells, he's on our slate of officers. He started doing game night several years ago, probably 20 to 25 years ago. And basically we have room for 15 tables inside game night. So we allow 15 manufacturers to come and set up. And then it's kind of like speed gaming, if you will. So we invite the retailers to come, we serve them dinner, we host a bar for them. And it's about a 3-hour event, and they hop from table to table to table every 10 minutes, learning around, playing around, learning the game, playing around, and then they rotate to the next table. And in between each rotation, we give away $50 or we give away a game from one of the manufacturers. And it's just a really fun night.
And I really like that. I was observing, and I found it just fascinating. Just Terry, if you can imagine this, just watching people just have fun, the smiles on their face. And I go, more people need to experience this. So as I'm, that next day, we had our show, and I was talking about it, and I ran back to where I was staying at my friend's house. I'm like, how do I talk about this? And then I had Jessica Butcher on from Kiddo's Closets in something. And it was just fascinating because you don't get a chance to every day meet toy store owners. And I always tell people you should always go out to support the mom and pop businesses because they need that support. And again, who didn't grow up playing with toys? Tasha, but think about this. What was your first toy you played with?
It was definitely, from what I remember, the purple Teletubby.
Okay.
I
Terry?
had that.
I had dolls. I know I had Barbie dolls. I had like all the Barbie houses and cars and all that stuff.
And Howard?
I had a Lionel train.
All right, so think about this. Where do you think they all came from?
Santa Claus.
Toyfest. I mean, so if I'm correctly, Carrie, and correct me if I'm wrong, can I say it's the second oldest convention, over 60 years?
Yes, exactly. Toy Fair is the longest running in the United States. And then our show comes in second. We just had our 62nd show, or 61st show. We're gearing up for our 62nd show.
Oh, that's Carol.
Yep.
So talk about that. Also, this was fun to see. They had a club there, which I had never been in. I loved it. I love what they do with their nights. I love JT, his team, Fun and Motion Toys, and I just had fun watching them. I literally sat there in the back just eating and watching, and I thought it was fantastic of what they put together. That's JT, right? Well, he is. He's not there, but that's his team right there. Oh, no, he is there, over to the left. And he's been on our show, and he had a great time. But I love what they were doing there, and I thought it was fascinating. Again, smiles on their faces, toys, and everything like that. And I've never seen this till this day, except in the toy world. How sad is that?
The gala was fantastic. I mean, we did a different spin on it. We usually do a sit-down roundtable dinner with a stage show. And this last year, we decided, we didn't really have a choice. The hotel where we wanted to host the event was all booked up for their ballrooms, and they offered us their nightclub. So we ran with it, and it just was so fun. It looked gorgeous inside there, and we condensed our stage show down to 30 minutes, and then there was a big dance party at the end of it. Unfortunately, the only bad part was that we did hit capacity, and we weren't allowed to let everyone in that wanted to attend. So we're going to be better prepared for that.
And that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like inside. It was just beautiful. And I loved how they did everything because Tasha liked this. Everything came in, platform in and then platform out like a big giant toy. And I thought it was fascinating. That looked right there. Those things would revolve around and they would come in and out. It was just brilliant. It was just nice.
The gala started about, I think, in 1990, and it was meant to honor various manufacturers, retail store owners, and sales reps in the industry. So usually we give away 3 awards to somebody in each category, and then we have a retailer of the year that we honor their toy store as well. So that's there's several people now in the Western Toy and Hobby Hall of Fame.
Hey, Nick, talk about this. What did you like about Toyfest? Because it was your first time coming. You said you had a great experience, and I wanted that because I wanted to live vicariously through someone coming for the first time with something that no one had seen before.
Well, thank you. To start with, I would love to pay Carrie a huge compliment. In a former life, I was a trade show manager for a big ski brand and did 13 years on the road doing trade shows, a lot in Vegas and Salt Lake and Florida. And I know how complicated and logistically complicated those shows are. And Carrie made it so easy right from the beginning. So big kudos to you, Carrie, for pulling that together. Because
absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a pretty small team, aren't you, Carrie?
I'm a one-woman show, actually.
Say that.
That's no wonder she was having roller skates on. No, she did it. Terry and Tasha and Howard. She did a wonderful job. I cannot stress that. Wonderful. I'm used to seeing things she pulled off what a film festival would pull off.
She really
And
did.
she did, and that's why I enjoyed it. And that's a lot of work. And again, the one thing I learned, and on our show, it's always about the women, except for me and Howard, because Howard makes me look like crap anyhow. But it's one of those things where it's about what the women did. Mainly toy store owners. I didn't know that. Who created the Barbie doll? A woman. Who created Monopoly? A woman. And I think more of those stories need to be told and given credit to.
Yeah, absolutely. And the amazing thing is, in this day and age, when you call a big company or you call a number, you very rarely do you get through to the person straight away. But every time I would call Carrie, she would always answer the phone, and I couldn't believe how she was able to do that. I think she must clone herself or something. But she was always there. She was always able to answer my silly questions. But she was wonderful to work with. And once we got there, we were quite nervous, to be honest, because we weren't part of the toy industry. We felt like imposters, really. We didn't know what to expect. We had a wonderful...
I felt the same way, Nick. I felt strange being here because, what I want is I want to help those mom and pop, those new toy store owners, get them out there in a different way. What I'm discouraged and what I don't like is people in our industry not helping out. Except, and I was there for all of those things. Whether it was Toy Story or Pixar, I was always there to get all those gifts and get the interviews. But I wanted to know who really created the toys, and they never told us. We never got a chance to meet these people. So now it's kind of coming full circle to me, which I think is great. And so now to have them come on a show, I think it's great,
Yeah, it was a peek behind the curtain for me too, because I would walk up and down the aisle and see all these brands that I knew or were familiar with, but got to see them from the other side of the curtain. And everybody was so kind and helpful, and we got lots of good ideas. And the main reason why we went was to pick up some rep groups, and we were able to do that. We picked up a rep group from the Rockies, and we picked up a big rep group in the Southeast. And that was a wonderful experience, because prior to that, we'd only been available online. So now we are dipping our toes into the world of brick and mortar. And it all started with Toyfest.
So, Terry, talk about this, because your dad worked for Disney, and I think your mom did, didn't he?
No, my mom did not. My mom was a publicist. She did not work for Disney. So, what was your question? My dad was an artist. He was an artist, but he ran the corporate. Ran the corporate side of printing.
Talk about some of the things you have in your house when it comes to that.
Growing up with my dad working for Disney, we had Disney everything. So, just, all the Disney toys, and we had a pass to go to Disneyland, so we got discounts at Disneyland. So it's a little bit crazy. Yeah, but I have all the Mickey Mouses and, stuffed animals.
And you have a lot of originals, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I've got awards that are shaped. My dad got awards every year that were, with the Mickey statue on them and stuff, which are pretty cool.
All right, so tell the audience what you do. Tell Nick and Carrie exactly what you do.
Oh, me? Oh, I have been with Brian for over 7 years now. Is it about 7 years, Brian?
It's 8 now.
8. Wow. I do red carpet interviews, celebrity gifting suites. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'm also a fitness personality. I compete in fitness competitions. I'm trying to train for another one. I also am a day trader, and then I also am a medical sales rep. So I do a lot of things.
That's many hats.
Yeah.
Tosh?
Hello. So I am a Latin pop singer-songwriter. I live in Miami, and I've been with Brian for 3 years. I actually met him during the pandemic, which was when I decided to pursue my music professionally. I started that's my newest single out, Hangyar. So he actually was the first person that interviewed me about my music, and the interview went so well that he was like, you know what, like, I think you would be a great addition to the team. Like, you have like really like a bubbly personality, and you'll be my first, like, Spanish co-host. And I was like, all right, like, let's do it. So I give that Miami sazon in the interviews. And yeah, so I sing, been doing it for 3 years. I've been doing it for the rest, like, since I was little, but like professionally 3 years. And I've been like working really hard. I'm my own publicist. I'm my own team for now. So I work independent, and it's very fun. All of my songs have a very funny like story behind it. Yes, you can play the video whenever you're ready. This is like a little...
Llegó el viernes y queremos salir. Vivamos el weekend pasado en repeat. Traigo la nena pa' prender esta vaina. Somos las primeras en la pista sin falta. Pa' arriba, pa' abajo, pa' el centro y pa' adentro. Ese show me calentó el cuerpo. Bandolera, bandolera, bandolera. Así me pongo cuando pierdo la cabeza. Salió la Nati a perrear, agarren su pareja.
Yeah.
So,
Llegó el viernes y queremos salir.
Okay, so yeah, so that's my newest single called Hangyat. I wrote it perfect for the summertime. It's a very summer vibe song. It's filmed right on Ocean Drive, and it was kind of like Ocean Drive, like the beach itself was always like my little getaway when I would get like really stressed out and I kind of needed a moment for myself. So that's like the whole reason why the video is in that specific part, because I had to do a lot with that beach. So Hangyat is just terms of like hanging out, hanging out with your friends, your family, having a good time, and kind of like not worrying about all the crazy stuff that life throws at you. So, you can always hear Hangyat when you have those moments of like, let me just, let loose a little bit. And usually all my songs are like that. They're very fun. They're very danceable. All the stories are very funny. Like, I have a song where I wrote when I met my boyfriend at the club, which really happened 6 years ago, and we're still here. We're moving out together soon, so you can find love in the club. And then on Sundays, I have my own radio show on La Mega 97.5, which is in Rochester, and I started doing that about 2 months ago. So it's been a really fun, evolving time for me. And yeah, so just keep on working hard and keep on killing it.
And Howard?
Just Howard Wiggins. I'm your Little Bit Country. My dad was on the Grand Ole Opry. Little Roy Wiggins played steel guitar for Eddie Arnold. I've got some movies coming up. I'm retired, but I've not quit working. I do several things, got a lot of different hats on, besides co-hosting with Brian here. So I do a little bit of everything, and I'm just letting life take me wherever it wants to go.
And what are you wearing today? What hat do you have on today, Howard?
Just my Western hat. Actually, this is one of my favorite hats. It was my first cowboy hat, and I bought it at Cracker Barrel.
Did you really?
Yeah, but I love the style of it, and I just like it. So.
And what room are you in today?
I'm in the living room. Way in the back, I've got a new accessory on the end table that is Pollock, the artist. It was an intern under him that made the little sculpture that's under the lamp. So anyway, I picked that up recently. So I'm always making changes. In fact, locally, Nashville Homes and Gardens magazine here is going to do my feature on my condo. In fact, I was supposed to answer an interview questions today, but I was a little late getting to the phone. So I'll probably do it tomorrow.
And you got something coming up with Trixie, who will be on, I think, the next 2 weeks for Custom Trends. So we have some things coming out for you, Howard, which will be good. But also, Howard was one of the best former interior designers in the world, too. So we have to always mention these things because he forgets that we're always talking to someone new and a different audience each week. So that's why I always ask, because his rooms are the most creative that we always have on our shows. So that makes it fascinating.
He's the best lit for sure. I get worst lit on the call, and I think you get the best lit. Whatever lighting system you got there, it's working well.
It's
just me.
It is. It's just Howard. He just looks like that. And by the way, Howard loves to dance. Howard, you would have loved that the nightclub that they chose, because I was looking at it thinking, how would he be out in the middle of the floor dancing to all this
Oh,
stuff?
you know, and I'd be by myself dancing. I don't care. Usually I'll start off any dance. I'll just get up and dancing. I was watching one of my videos the other day, and I was dancing by myself, and this girl leaves her guy, comes over and starts dancing with me, and then when I start going down low to the floor, she couldn't keep up. She went back.
Hey, Carrie, talk about this. There's always a lot of people that want to give their books or who want to invent a new toy. What advice would you or even Sandy give to them? And then reaching out to eventually, how do you get into Toyfest? Because a lot of people are starting to ask me, and I'm like, I'll give you the word later.
Yeah, so Sandy Lapierre is our president. We have a board of directors and a slate of officers who are all volunteers. So I do say I'm a one-woman show, but we do have a few volunteers that I work with. And Sandy, who I work very closely with, usually on a daily basis. So Toyfest is one of the, I would say, lower-end priced events or conferences that you can attend as a manufacturers. We really strive to try and keep our booth costs low. We do whatever we can. We're a corporate company, but we're a nonprofit corporation. So everything we make, we put right back in. And that helps us keep our booth prices low. So our show is usually considered one of those starting trade shows for a toy company. And then they go on and also do Astra or Toy Fair as well. And then we have a lot of returning people that just keep coming back year after year because they get to see so many retailers at such a low price. And then we also try and offer low price hotels as well. So did I answer the question?
Yeah, you did actually.
Carrie, I have a question. Do you have to test all the toys that are coming into the Toy Fest, or how does that work? Like for you to decide which toys get to be in the festival?
No, there are. Well, there's another show called Shy Tag, and that's more of like an inventor show. But generally, I just ask people to send me their website. And if they don't have a website up because they're so brand new, I ask them to send me a catalog or pictures of their product. And I just kind of approve it like that. We do have one rule where if you're with a rep company or if you're with multiple rep companies, the rep company can only show the product one time on the floor. So everyone's product can only be seen once.
I tried to bribe Carrie, sending her a bunch of product, but she refused. She wouldn't take it. She just...
Yeah, so basically it's just my opinion, I guess. If somebody comes, we do have people coming in that want to sell like facial products or lotions, and I deny those people because it's not relevant to our buyers. If I think that one of our retail stores, one of these specialty retail stores would want to carry that product, then it's approved.
And talking about the different toys that we see here, Nick, I want to see the Shashibo. Please tell me you have it with you, because I thought that was really cool. I was looking at it, I was like, what in the world? I feel like I would be like this the whole time.
Which one?
The Shashibo.
Oh, you think of Fun in Motion toys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. I do. What I can show you, we can do a world exclusive if you've got... quickly, go
ahead
if you'd like to see them, because I do have them here. On our website, we have so randomals.com is the website, and we have an area where we encourage kids to create their own randomals, and it's proved to be extremely popular. We get hundreds of submissions every month, and we were looking for that one toy that would be the first toy that we would actually create from a child's design. And so Aiden, who is 8 years old, about 7 months ago, submitted an idea for one of the randomals, and it was a giraffe and a turtle, and we loved it so much that we went into production with Gertle, and it will come next month. So this is Gertle.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool.
Giraffe and turtle. Nobody has seen this before, apart from Aiden. It came from his head, and so this is Gertle, and that'll be coming out next month, as will this guy. This is this is Frammel, who is frog and camel. And then we previewed these at the toy show. And then this one is Octopus, which is an octopus and a
That's so
cat.
clever.
Yeah.
That's cute.
This is probably the big favorite at the toy show. This is B-Rex. We sold out of him, unfortunately, but he's coming back into inventory next month. And then Porcupine is our other one, which came out last year. Porcupine and a pig. Zangaroo, which is zebra and kangaroo. And then this one was the very first one that we did. And I mentioned Ollie, who was, our Basset Lab. The origin of the story of Randomals came from Ollie, who used to chew up toys. He used to chew them up, and there would be bits and pieces all over the house. And so in the book, it tells the story of Sydney, who, when she was sleeping, Ollie came over, chewed all of her plush toys, and when she woke up in the morning, she was obviously devastated. But she had this great idea. And so we do a show for kids that go around to schools, and so this is one of the props in there. And so she had a great idea. She combined the horse and the horse and the shark together to create Hork. And so he was the first one. And then they go off on an adventure to a toy store. But when they get to the toy store, they get made fun of because of the way that they look. But Ellarilla, who's the elephant and gorilla, she teaches the Randomals message that difference is our superpower, and that we are all different, and it is our differences that make us special.
So, Nick, you're also an award winner with that also. Talk about where you can get it. And then, Howard, I think you have a question also.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we won the best. We won this award called the Goody Book Award last year for the book. And I've been going to Barnes & Noble's doing some signings. I was at Barnes & Noble's in Boise, and this next month I'm going to Twin Falls. And we've also been really popular in the autism world. Autistic kids email us, or their parents do all the time, saying that kids love to play with the random minis. And each one of them has this little hang tag that has the personality traits of the Randomals. And that's the second book where I wrote about the different personality traits of the Randomals, not only as a result of the two different animals that they're made up of, but we imbued the characters with other characteristics that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So, for instance, this is Egard, who you would think is the most powerful creature on Earth, part eagle and part leopard. But in the book, we talk about Egard, and Egard is not confident, not sure of him or herself. And those are the sort of characteristics and personalities that we explore in the second book. And the one really exciting thing, and I hope I come back to be on your show, Brian, in another way, a production company in Los Angeles has called us about a year and a half ago, and we are working on an animated series based on the Randomals. We're actually doing a lot of pitching right now to some of the studios.
Oh no, I'm paying attention. It's really good. So Carrie, doesn't this make Carrie and Susan look very good?
Hey, the Carrie, I can't thank her enough for the opportunity to be at Toyfest. It really just was the beginning, the real beginning of us being a grown-up brand, being amongst the other players and being a part of the industry. And we look forward to just growing that relationship with Toyfest and with Carrie.
And I feel the same way. Like I said, no matter what happens, Carrie, I have the skating image of you, but it'll always be you sitting at the booth patiently by yourself with your mask on. And this is why I go down every single aisle. I don't want to miss out on anything. And if I hadn't gotten to that last aisle, Carrie, as you're facing the convention floor, is the very last aisle. Those people left an impression on me, and it took me the fourth day to get through it. But there was 4 people. I like Blinger. I like James from 3DX. Him and Elizabeth say hi to you. They're coming on in a couple weeks. And theirs is a tic-tac-toe interchangeable, what I really, really like, tower. And I really love that. And then there was another lady, she had, I can't remember what her name was. Very, very nice. Her name was Extra Sticks. Annette, her. They all had a great time, and they all want to come back. And they're all coming on a show, and they all have great product. And it was one of those things I just wanted to thank them for that, because they were all very nice. They were eager to get their stuff out there, and a lot of people have never seen it before, except people, if you're lucky enough to go down those aisles. And I do the same thing at no matter if I'm at CES, no matter, I don't want to miss out on anything. There's always something there. People paid to be there, and I want to make sure that I can help get the word out in any way that we can. And, like I said, Nick, he texted me early today, which is why he was in, and I was just glad that he said yes, because he didn't have to say yes, but it's all about exposing new and exciting products to our audience, and I think that's a great thing.
Well,
I have a question for Nick. Nick, do you actually make your toys, or do you have a factory that makes your toys?
We have a factory that makes our toys. And going back to your question, Brian, about how do you get into the toy industry, I can give you my quick sort of story, because, like I said, we had no experience in the toy industry, and it was very daunting at the beginning. But I worked for a couple of startups in other jobs, and the one thing I learned is that everything is out there on the internet, and I can't say enough good things about a website called Upworks, where you can find all kinds of talent. We found illustrators, we found graphic designers, we found web developers, and we were on a budget in the beginning, and these people we were able to sort of bring into the Randomals family to help us with all the different bits and pieces that we needed, and they're from all over the world. The web developer is in Pakistan. Our graphic designer is in Nepal. We have another lady in Armenia that does our illustrations. And we managed to weave all these different people that have helped us into our book. On the back page, we talk about each and every one of them, because it all feeds into the message. What makes us different makes all the difference in the world. And this project is so much richer by dipping into all these different people's experiences and talents. And this one website has just made it possible for us to be able to find the manufacturers we needed and all the different talent to be able to pull this together.
Carrie, talk about what makes Toyfest unique besides the others, and how do people reach out to you, if they want to submit their toys for next year?
Yeah, so I think all the shows are unique in the fact that they're in a different time of year, right? So retailers are coming to these shows in different times of the year to buy products and place orders for, and as our show is in the beginning or the end of February, which is the first toy show of the year. And so people are restocking from Christmas, and they're restocking to not only replenish their supply, but also get supplies for Easter and the rest of spring. And then when Astor comes around in June, they're buying stock for the summer. And then now in Toy Fair in the fall, they're stocking up for holiday. But I think what makes us the most difference is customer service. I really pride myself on trying to give the best customer service and being kind and answering everyone's questions as much as possible. And I think people get a little bit less lost in the shuffle because I am only a one-woman show. So yeah, I think that's what sets Toyfest apart. And if you want to, if anybody else has a product that's already on the market and they're ready to, here's our president, Sandy lived here. But if anybody has a product that's ready to go to market, they would go to our website, toyfestus.com, and they would fill out a new exhibitor form. And if retailers want to attend, then they would go to the attendee page, the attendee tab, and then fill out a registration form. It's free to get in, free for retailers to get in. And yeah, probably will always stay that way.
So Sandy, we were saying good things about you because you're a wonderful person. It was an honor to meet her, and it was fascinating to see her because I felt like I was on the floor of Wall Street. And I just remembered a lot of the buyers with their pads, and I thought it was fascinating. I'm like, because I've never seen this before. And I was like, wow, I forgot. She's actually has to do her other job besides be the president of Toyfest too. And I found that fascinating. And I had no idea she had this big, huge space. And it was wonderful to see. And again, I got to thank Carrie and I got to thank Sandy. And Sandy and Carrie, almost every day, I'm telling people around you around the world, almost every single day, because they're seeing our shows and they want to know how to get into certain things. And I'm like, well, it's not open to the public. And I'm like, well, what do you got? Because I'm not going to call them and have you submit something that might not be ready. Right, Nick? And it's one of those things where you got to be prepared, because to me it sounds like it's almost picking that right film in a film festival. You got to scoot through a lot of stuff to find those great products that people may want to buy for Christmas or for summer. Sandy, take it away. Introduce yourself, Sandy. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm so late. I was with a client in Orange County and had to drive back. But anyways, good to see everybody again. Take it away. Let's see. Last time we saw each other was at Toyfest, which was crazy and so much fun. It was an amazing show. Our attendance was, and I don't know what you guys already talked about, but our attendance was almost double from last year. Our time of year at the end of February is so important because we have catalog groups coming through, choosing what will be in their holiday catalog. We have vendors deciding, will this toy work for the rest of the year? Am I getting enough orders for it? So it really sets the tone for the whole year. And the energy, like you were there, the energy was great. People were happy. It was a good selection. The floor plan was amazing. And all that has to do with Carrie. I mean, Carrie puts on an amazing show. She works her little roller skating around.
Exactly. That's why I wanted Carrie here, because she did a lot. And again, when I'm at conventions, I come back and tell people what I saw, good and bad. I saw nothing but good things there. And I've seen the happiest people. Besides Toyfest, the happiest people I've ever seen were the ASCAP people. They're the songwriters. The happiest people that you would never know about. I felt that same energy at Toyfest.
Thank you. That's what we want. And we just want to get better every year. Because there's always babies being born. There's always a birthday. Toys go through. I've been through many in my lots of years doing this. Good times and bad times in the economy. And people don't deny their children. Maybe they don't buy the really expensive thing, but they always buy them a present. So it's our job to come up with the best selection out there for all of the retailers.
So Sandy, we talked about who Terry, Howard, and Tasha's first toy. But Carrie, I don't think I asked you what your first toy was. And Sandy, what was your first toy?
Well, I think last time I was on, I asked everybody what was their favorite toy growing up. What was my first toy? I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure it was a teddy bear. I was very attached to all the teddy bears. Carrie, what was your first toy?
Yeah, first, that's tough. I know I had a lot of plush as well. I was big on plush. I had all my stuffed animals like around the edge of my bed, against the wall, just all lined up, just so. Of course, they were very organized. But one of my favorite toys, I think that I really enjoyed playing with, which is so fun because I still see it out there, was a light bright. I really liked my light bright. Yeah.
Love a light bright. Yeah.
Hey, Nick, what was yours?
I used to collect a lot when I was little, and I grew up in England, and I'm not sure if you guys had Smurfs. I used to be obsessed with Smurfs.
Yeah, we did.
Smurfs are still out there. So Slike sells Smurfs. So you can still, Slike is a German company, and you could still purchase Smurfs from them. So
yes, absolutely. I used to have hundreds of them, and my mother actually just recently found them all in the loft. So I've been going on Google to see if they're worth anything.
That's so fun. That's so fun. Did anybody else ever collect anything?
I collected stuffed animals.
Yeah.
I still have all of them.
That's good.
Well, I was really surprised by, Sandy, I don't know if you remember, we met at Toyfest with the Randimals, and I was really surprised. I have been really surprised with the amount of adults that specifically buy our hard toy Randimals, and they buy them often. We've had lots of people buy them by the whole set, and they are collecting them. And that was one thing, being the newbie that we are to the toy industry, that we never saw coming. The adults would buy plushies and hard toys, and you can just tell from the emails that they're sending and the messages that they're saying, they're not buying them for their kids, or maybe they don't have kids, but they're buying them for themselves. And that was something that caught us by surprise for sure.
That's so fun. And then you collected Madame Alexander's?
Yes, I did. I still have them.
That's so great. Those are so beautiful. I mean, there's some that are just back in the day when they just had those big dresses and beautiful.
I had a whole set of the different like countries, like one from Ireland, one from Scotland, like an Indian one, Spanish one. I really was into having the, kind of like the theme of all, what is it, the Disney ride, all the toys from the dolls from all around the world. So yeah.
Do you remember the dolls that used to get in the gas station and they were in like a plastic container? Yeah. And yes, I used to collect those too. So funny.
That's where we used to get the Smurfs from. So there was I don't know if that was the same in America, but there was one gas station that had the rights to sell Smurfs. And every time you went there and bought a certain amount of gas, you were able to buy the Smurfs at this gas station. So yes, that would we would have to go out of our way just to go to this one particular gas station.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I got to thank the people who had the Tony box. I really love those. That was like a surprise toy to me. I found them at the CES show. But I found them before that because one of my friends was asking about this box that you put the toy on it and it tells the story and it sings. And I'm like, that's fascinating. The next day, this is in October, I get a press release from CS. How'd you like to interview someone from the Tonys? I'm like, oh, that's that box. Here we come. Not even 6 months. Well, yeah, about 7-8 months later, the Tonys, we're helping the Tonys with international best-selling authors now, Sandy. And so when they were up at Toyfest, I'm very, very happy because I got a chance to see them twice with stuff. And that's actually pretty good. We got about 4 minutes left. Nick, give your social media links and why people should go out and support the Randimals.
Well, our website is randimals.com and TikTok is @randimals. And yeah, we're a young company. We really had a wonderful time at Toyfest, meeting all the industry, and we're looking to strengthen the brand by going to more and more retail groups. And I think, and I hope that the message of the Randimals, what makes us different, makes all the difference in the world, just really resonates with people. We think it's a timely message, and we found that the toys are definitely something that kids gravitate to. But the parents, I think, once the kids have gravitated to the toys and the way that they look, the parents are able to somewhat start a dialogue, especially with the book, start a dialogue with their kids on the subject of we are all unique and different, and the difference is our superpower, and difference is really what distinguishes us and makes us special. I think it's hopefully people resonates with people, and we want to be a brand, with some real heart and some meaning, and that's what we're trying to do.
Howard Wiggins, go ahead.
Just Howard Wiggins Facebook, and I think it's a great thing that you're doing, Nick. I've worked with a lot of mentally adult teenagers and that are mentally handicapped, and they all have some kind of plush animal or a book, and they'll fight you to get to it. I mean, first thing they wake up, they want those things, and they hold on to them all day long. And they get kind of nasty, so we need some washable ones.
That's similar to the experience we had in the autism world, and so please go on the website and pick one out. I'd be happy to send it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Terry
you.
Marie.
My social media is all Terry Marie nonstop on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube. And then my
Sandy?
website is terrymarieofficial.com.
Sandy, why should people submit their new toys and everything like that for next year's Toy Fest and the benefits of going to Toy Fest?
Because you might have the next hot thing. So you definitely should do that and come out and be in the industry. I think that we have somebody on right now that has an amazing message, right? And he was brand new last year. And you came in and you met all these amazing people and set up with some customers and had a great experience. But yeah, everybody's a kid at heart, and you got to just take a chance.
Can I just give a quick plug to Toyfest again? The timing of your show is fantastic because when we brought the 3 new ones to your show, and we showed all the different reps and people that came by, we got to actually modify this one, and we got to change it in ways that we were given suggestions by the industry. And the timing of your show is fantastic because it gives us just enough time to go back to our designers, go back to the manufacturers, and get all our product is currently on the boat. And the timing of your show just worked out perfectly for being able to do last minute tweaks and make modifications to the product before, obviously the big Christmas selling season.
Great.
Go for it, Tosh.
So you can follow me on all social media platforms. It's at Vocally Tosh. The same for my YouTube channel, or you can search Natasha Rumbos. And I invite you guys to listen to Hangyar, my newest single. There's a dance challenge. So if you guys like doing these TikTok challenges or have, kids or younger siblings that love to do TikTok and stuff like that, definitely send them my way and tell them to keep on hangyando in the weekends. And my website is natasharumbosmusic.com.
Carrie?
Yeah, find us at toyfestus.com. Social handle, toyfestus.com, or give me a call, 833-TOYFEST.
And I challenge any of these people to come up because I keep meeting more inventors, more book authors. We know a lot of our friends are international best-selling authors, so who does not want to turn their book into a toy, right? We have tons of them. So got to thank everybody. Sandy, I'm going to have you back later, maybe at the end of the summer for next year coming into Toyfest, because you got a lot to say. And as I always say, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. See someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, and we will see you next week. And go out and support mom and pop businesses because they need the help. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.